Shirlington.
And I'm your co-host, Andre Azul.
We have an amazing discovery to show you guys today.
Fortunately, our Holocraft newscast is down, but we do have some awesome ancient footage to show you.
Of all the things.
It be like that sometimes.
I know, right? What I mean?
Always.
Anyhow, if you looked out your window this morning, past the mass destruction, the oil wastelands, and death at every door, you might have noticed this cardboard box on this table, holding the ancient footage of the environmental ambassadors.
Wow.
See?
That is a dinosaur. I remember my mother used to complain about the eye pineapple because, back in her day, there was only the eye apple and things like that. But that thing is old.
Yo, back in the day, people used to have to catch the bus. Now we just teleport everywhere.
I prefer to walk, those teleportation fees begin to add up after a while.
But isn't it like this thing, like on Saturdays, if you wear green, you get 50% off?
Yeah, but I like blue. My last name is Azul.
Yeah, but, listen, back to your report. Come on, we're going to be roaming reporters today. We're going outside to the historical site where the environmental ambassadors were born, the Wilhelmina Center. Hi everyone, I'm Shirley Shirlington, and today I'm interviewing Caitlin and Aaron. Will you guys tell me a little bit about your experiences at the Wilhelmina Center?
Well, first, I was an ambassador, environmental ambassador, and then I took a dance class here when I was 4 years old.
And you?
I was a environmental ambassador when I was a youngin'. Yeah, I was there for 1 year.
And did you know Mr. Kwanda?
Yes, she was a really nice person. She really cared about the environment.
You?
Miss Naquanda, she gave me my first job. I'll never forget her for that.
And what type of places did you go on the environmental ambassadors?
We went to different places, but you'll see that in the video.
Amazing. This place used to be
A fire station.
a fire station, and now it became
Many years ago.
a house tour program where you guys were environmental ambassadors.
Yeah.
And guys, thanks for just elaborating just a little bit about the stuff you did and how you kind of know Mr. Kwanda. I'm going to tell your grandkids hi.
Yeah, tell them to come and see me.
No. You can't tell my grandkids.
I know some of them.
Go tap my devil boy, trying to tell you something. Run away from that.
Still, I'm going to tell them you guys say hi.
Or you might not make it.
Still, I'm going to tell you guys in the back room to roll the footage from the environmental ambassadors. Hope you all enjoy. I'm Shirley Shirlington, signing off.
We are the environmental ambassadors.
The first place we went to was the wastewater treatment plant. When you flush your toilet, no matter what it is, it goes through a tunnel of pipes into the wastewater treatment plant. Here, water is treated with bugs and other natural resources to restore it to drinking water conditions. Although I definitely wouldn't want to drink that, this is then returned back to our springs for further cleaning.
Back in the day, during the time of segregation, where Depot Ave now stands, used to be a churning station. Across from this station was a gas station with an underground tank that soon leaked, polluting the ground around it. This area of contamination was then considered a brownfield. After years of cleaning and planning, due to the city's concern of its harming the people public, the area is now to be renovated as a park in a large community area that says it will be open in the fall of 2016. There will be a playground, museum, some restaurants, everything.
So back in
And just to think, years ago, no one could even touch their land entirely.
Have you ever encountered something so surreal you almost couldn't believe it? That's what we encountered in Lake Apopka. Years ago, chemicals and pesticides leaked into the lake, causing birds to start to die off and alligators to be born with odd mutations. It was completely bizarre. But nothing was worse than the effect on the farm workers who were also sprayed with these pesticides. Due to their encounter with these chemicals, many of them developed illnesses that have not only harmed them, but also their future generations down the family line, and no one has done anything to help them. The sad truth, it seems, is that no one wants to admit that what happened was wrong and it caused handfuls of deaths. And it's still happening today. The only facility in Florida that burns medical waste is stationed right there in Apopka next to a playground in a poor neighborhood, and right across the street is a landfill. Could you imagine trying to go play next to that? I know I wouldn't want to. How much energy do you use in a day? Do you ever just leave your phone in an outlet and wonder how many lumps of coal are being burned just to charge it? What if you just use the sun? You know, the sun is everywhere and the power it makes can be immense. Here in Gainesville, we have a lot of places that use solar energy. You know, when the trash comes once a week, it gets taken to a facility that compacts it and takes it to a landfill. Even that facility has solar power. The sun is a clean energy source and can power anything from light to water heaters. Another way of making the world cleaner is recycling. I know, you hear it all the time, reduce, reuse, and recycle. But it can really help the planet and have a long-lasting, healthy effect on our lives. No one likes the smell of trash, so why not just clean and reuse the products that we can? Why not use solar power instead of polluting the air we breathe with coal or another dirty energy source?
It's a little around 6 o'clock, and it peaks around noontime.
You know, on a hot summer day when all you want is just a cold glass of water, you turn on your faucet and you just drink that cold glass like it's absolute paradise. This water that you drink is pumped up from our Florida aquifer, a series of underground water tunnels that comes from the same springs we swim in every summer. Weird, huh? This water is then pumped up and treated at the Murphy Water Plant. Here they add nutrients like fluoride and they clean for any contaminants before it's distributed to our sinks. Gainesville is also the first city in Florida that added fluoride to our drinking water. Must be why we all have such pretty smiles. When the water first enters the plant, it has a mildly acidic pH, which is then dropped using CO2 to make carbonic acid, the same fizzy stuff that's in our sodas.
The next place we went to was Siembre Farms. At Siembre Farms, we met a cool farmer named Cody. Cody was pretty neat. He shared a lot of information with us about organic farming and the support that he offered his workers. He gives his workers a living wage as well as a lot of cool benefits. At the farm, we got to pet a couple pigs as well as taste some fresh okra and see eggplants and check out some of the solar panels he had. All in all, it was a pretty cool experience. The last trip we went to was to Crescent Beach. The first thing we did as soon as we arrived was hop into a kayak and got to explore the Matanzas River. This river is pretty neat. It's a mixture of salt and fresh water, which they call brackish in the scientific world. But kayaking was pretty cool. This was a lot of our first times, and others were a bit more experienced. But all in all, we had a really great time and got to see some pretty cool wildlife while doing it. After we finished kayaking, we went on a ferry and got to explore the Fort Matanzas, which is pretty much a fort that was built by the Spanish to protect St. Augustine. It's the only fort that protects that area of St. Augustine. And we got to go all the way up to the top and see the whole city. It was pretty neat to be on such a historical landscape. The next day, we got to take a class learning all about sea turtles, and eventually we got to see some sea turtle nests. It was pretty neat learning about the process that sea turtles have to go through just to be hatched. Last but not least, we got to see some dolphins. Yay, who doesn't love dolphins? It was pretty neat. They made the little squeaky noises, and they even did a couple flips for us. After the dolphins, we checked out a green turtle. He was huge. It's different learning about them, but when you see them with your own eyes, it's a completely different experience. The last thing we got to check out was a shark. The shark wasn't too animated, but it was pretty cool seeing nonetheless. Ultimately, we had a great time at Crescent Beach, and we really want to thank the Sierra Club for their great hospitality they provided with us while on the trip. And we would love to thank everybody who worked with us throughout this 5-week process. It has been a great time learning about the environment, and we can't wait to see what the next group of environmental ambassadors has to offer. Thanks once again for everybody who had a hand in the environmental ambassadors, and we really want to thank Ms. Naquanda Jah, because none of this would have been possible without you. And remember, every day you have an opportunity to change the world. So why wouldn't you?